Hello everyone, this is Dr. Aksa Kamal. This video is about the concept of signal transduction pathway. I will discuss how the components of signal transduction pathway coordinate and work together. Our body is made up of millions of cells. All these cells work together to make our body work. For example, all the cells work together to make us walk, breathe, laugh, cry. All these cells work together to heal a wound or an injury in our body. Everything in our body, in fact our whole body, works because of cellular communication. This cellular communication is done through a coordination pathway in which cells signal each other to perform. This pathway is called as signal transduction pathway. Now let's see how this pathway works. There are 5 components of signal transduction pathway. Number 1 is the signaling molecule. Number 2, signal receptor. Number 3, signal conveyors, which are the other protein factors inside the cell. Number 4, signal transducers. And number 5, transcription factors. I will explain all of these components to you. So let's say that this is a cell. And this molecule coming from outside the cell to give signal to the cell, this is called as the signaling molecule. This signaling molecule interacts with an entity present outside the cell. This entity is called as the signal receptor, that is receiving the signal. This interaction between signaling molecule and signal receptor creates some changes. These changes affect signal transducers, but these changes can either affect the transducers directly or these changes can be delivered to the signal transducers through signal conveyors. Signal conveyors are also in the cell membrane, and so like this, signals are transferred either directly or from signal conveyors to the signal transducers. So once again, signals can go in the cell either directly or through signal conveyors. These signal transducers activate the transcription factor. For example, this is the transcription factor. These transcription factors goes into the nucleus, the cell nucleus. Let's say this is the cell nucleus and this is the DNA. The goal is to make RNA, which is done with the help of transcription factor. So once again, this is the transcription factor which goes into the cell nucleus and converts DNA into RNA. This RNA is then converted into proteins. This protein makes the cell to respond. For example, the response can be cellular growth or cellular death. Here I will give you the concept about messenger. The signal is transferred inside the cell to the signal transducer either directly or through signal conveyor. This activates the signal transducers. There are many levels of its activation and working, but It starts with the molecule that is known as the second messenger molecule. Because please note that the first messenger is the signaling molecule bringing the signals to the cell which is outside the cell. So the first work inside the cell by signal transducers is second messenger. I will come to the components again to elaborate the concept more about them. The signaling molecules are of two types. Number one is the hydrophilic and number two is the hydrophobic. Hydrophilic is the type which gives the signal to the cell from the outside. It does not go inside. For example, insulin. While hydrophobic is the type which can go inside the cell directly, or it can even go inside the nucleus of the cell and can give signals. The example of such signaling molecule can be steroid. Let us talk about the signal receptors. Signal receptors can be of different types. For example, they can be ion-linked, they can be G-protein linked, and they can be enzyme-linked. G-protein linked receptors can be GPCR, which is the G-protein coupled receptor. For this, the signal conveyor can be G-protein, and in this case, the signaling molecules are growth factors, such as platelet-derived growth factor, PDGF, epidermal-derived growth factor, EGF. So just like that, growth factors will signal, and then after the whole pathway, proteins will be produced. And in this case, the example of the produced protein will be cyclase. This will then respond for the cellular growth. If we talk about the third component, the signal conveyor, then in most cases it is G-protein. Now the fourth component of the pathway, the transducers. Their role is very important. They do not only activate the transcription factor, but they also amplify. The signaling molecules are always very less in number. The transducers always amplify the signal. Few signaling molecules produce thousands of protein because the signal is amplified by the transducers. I will make it easy for you like this. Signaling molecules work on too many transducers, which activates even more transcription factors, and this results in even more proteins. And this is how signal transduction pathway works. I hope that this video helped you in a good way. If you like this video, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.